guys, I'm Laura Vitale, and on this episode of Laura in the Kitchen, we're throwing it back to some serious comfort food, and I'm going to show you my nonna's delicious brodo di verdura con la pastina. It's her vegetable soup that she makes with teeny tiny pastina. We're using little miniature stars for some real nostalgia. Now, this is something that I grew up eating. Literally everyone in my household from like 6 months old to 75 eats this soup, and we always have. And this was Mia's very first salad that she ever had, and it's still her favorite thing in the world to eat, which makes me very happy because she's a very picky eater. So I'm going to share with you how to make it today. It's really simple and easy. I actually made a Reels on my Instagram about a week ago. If you don't follow me on there, you should. The handle is just Mrs. Vitale. And I thought that was good enough, but I had a ton of you message me and say, can you do a step-by-step on Laura in the Kitchen, because we want to hear more about it and we want to see it in slow motion because they only give me 30 seconds. So let me show you what goes into it. This is my base that I always use, but you can change things up. What I have is some butternut squash. My nonna uses pumpkin, like sweet pumpkin, but I use butternut squash because it's virtually about the same thing. I use green beans, carrots, celery, zucchini, tomatoes, onions, and I've got parsley and basil. You could use a bunch of different things. You can throw in a couple of potatoes. You could do some summer squash. You could do shallots instead of onions. You could really do whatever vegetable that you'd like. This just happens to be the base I've always used because it's the base that my nonna always uses. So this is what we're going to be working with today. It's purely going to be all veggies, but you could definitely add some meat to it and make it a brodo di pollo, which I will show you maybe in a few weeks because it's really delicious. It's about the same thing, but it doesn't matter. I'm going to show it to you anyway. So this is the interesting thing about this recipe. Nothing gets sauteed. Everything just goes in a big pot with lots of water. It's wonderful. It's gonna make your house smell amazing. It's gonna make your kitchen smell like home. I don't even know how to describe it, but it smells incredible. So you're gonna add all of your veggies and your herbs to your pot with lots of water. And then to it, get that all in there. To it, I'm gonna add a really nice big pinch or two of salt and a good drizzle of good olive oil. Really important. And then once this comes to a boil and your veggies start to cook down a little bit, so I would say in about 10-ish minutes, you're gonna come in here and you're gonna add this, which this is an ingredient that you have to add. Without it is fine, and you could put Parmesan cheese on top, which we will, but it's not the same. You have to add the rind of a block of Parmigiano Reggiano. I save these in the freezer, and to me, I collect them. I don't collect many things, but I do collect the rind of Parmigiano Reggiano. It makes a world of a difference to your soups and stews. I add them to lots of things, sauces, soups, and stews. It just gives you a note that you cannot replace by just adding Parmigiano Reggiano on top. That's why I always tell you, buy the block of the good stuff, and then you can save the rind in the freezer to use for things such as this. All I'm going to do, like I said, is bring this to a boil, and after 10 minutes I'm going to add the rind right in, and then I'm just going to continue to let it cook over about medium-low heat, partially covered, until the veggies are super tender. It'll take about 45 minutes or so, and then once it's there, I will show you the next step. All right, I allow this to cook for about an hour or so, and if you can see all of these little white pieces over here, all these little white things over here, that is the cheese that melted off the rind, and I took the rind right off, and now the soup is just infused with that delicious goodness. I turned it off, actually just turned it back on just to cool a little bit because I'm going to pass mine through a food mill. My nonna always used to pass hers through a food mill. It's really funny because my nonna, my grandpa, was the only person in our household that liked his chunky, so she would reserve a little bit of it just for him with chunky vegetables, and for the rest of us, she would pass it through a food mill. You can do this with a blender or a handheld blender, but you're just going to get a different result. You're going to get a much thicker, more condensed soup, while this is just brothier and it's just more delicious, and it's exactly how she does it, so this is how I do it. So this food mill, I've had it for years. I got it in Italy like probably 10 years ago, and I love it. The green color just cheers me up. But you can use any food mill, or like I said, you can just go ahead and use a blender of any kind, or a handheld blender, whatever your heart desires. But there's just something about this that is nostalgic. It makes the biggest difference. And the good thing about this soup which I will explain to you in a little bit, is that it makes for a great broth, and you don't have to use it all at once. Like tonight, I'm not using it all at once. I'm just going to make a little bit, and then I'm going to put the rest of it in the fridge to eat throughout the week, but it's also great frozen, and then you can just thaw it, bring it to a boil, and add your pastina or any small shaped pasta you like whenever you want it. So it's great to make if you've got small little kids and you want to do some batch cooking for them so that you can pull something out really quickly, and you know that they're going to love it. It's typically what I still tend to do with Mia with things like this, mini meatballs. I'll do oatmeal bakes and things like that, so that if I'm really, really busy, I know I can pull something out that's nutritious and delicious, and she loves it. And it's no longer than just putting a few nuggets in the air fryer, you know, which I do. So I'm just going to go ahead and keep doing this. You can see I'm scraping the bottom just like that, and I'm just going to add a little bit more as I go until it's all done. That is what you're going to be ending up with. So now I'm going to just take this, place it back in the broth. In that right there is something that you can keep on hand. This is just a glorious, delicious soup base that you can keep on hand, throw it in the freezer, and like I said, whenever you need some pastina, whenever you need a little bit of a nice little hug in soup form, you go ahead and defrost some of this, let it come to a boil, add your pastina of choice, lots of Parmigiano on top, a good drizzle of olive oil on top, and you're in business. I'm going to make a little bit tonight, mainly for Mia and I, and for Joe, of course, but you know, I'm going to go ahead and just take some out of here with a ladle, obviously, put it in a smaller saucepan, and then that way I can go ahead and just bring this to a boil, and we can have this pre-dinner, because we are also going to have dinner. And don't judge me for it, okay? It's just the way we roll around here. We are eaters, and we enjoy it thoroughly. I'm going to bring that to a boil. I'm using, I mean, if we are talking nostalgia and comfort at its very best, you got to use pastina. I don't know if you can tell. Can you see the little star shapes? I mean, nothing beats that, right? So I'm just going to go ahead, bring that to a boil. Once it's up to a boil, I'm going to add just a small handful of pastina. Do not be fooled by the shape of this. This swells so much that you would not believe it. So a couple tablespoons of this is going to make this a thick and delicious and beautiful delight. If I add too much of it, it will turn to glue. So you're gonna have to just keep an eye on that. It's hard for me to tell you how much you will need because it all depends on how much liquid you have once it's reduced. But this is the kind of thing that you don't need a recipe. It's just sort of like a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Like my nonna would say, no magigilad, assage, come. Like that's how she gives me her recipes. And I'm like, no, I need like actual measurements. And she's like, I'm ready to, you'll figure it out. So I'm just gonna bring this to a boil and then we add our pastina. Look how much that little bit of pastina has thickened up that broth. And as it sits, the longer it sits, the more it'll thicken. So you kind of want to eat it right away. Add a little bit of parm right in, just like my nonna does. And then when you serve it, we always add a bowl of parm on the side. And then we just drizzle an extra bit of good olive oil on top, which I will do. Look at that. It's so funny because those of you that follow me on Instagram, when I shared this, everyone was literally like, oh my goodness, that's my childhood. Some of my Italian, I call them followers, I don't like to call them fans, but some of you Italian followers, you were telling me that it's like, bro, you're right back to your childhood, it's Italian penicillin, which I totally agree with 100%. Anytime there was ever anything wrong, vabbè, facciamo un po' di brodo, like everything was always, let's make a little bit of vegetable soup, or let's make a pot of chicken soup. Everything, like there was nothing to, oh, olive oil. My nonna swears she could cure any diaper rash with olive oil. It is what it is. It smells so good. It's hot. Oh, that's so good. You've heard me mention many times that when I go to Italy, I always ask my nonna to make her famous chicken soup when I go, even though we go in July and August, because it's my favorite. This is pretty much that, except without the chicken, and it's just as delicious. It's just home food. It's comfort food. It smells like my nonno. It smells like her house. It's the best. Go to laureninthekitchen.com. I will have the written recipe there for you. I hope you enjoy spending time with me, and I will see you next time. Bye.